Thank you. How are you?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Going good, man. We're going good. We're a bit wet today, but we've had so much rain, so much sunshine, haven't we, over the last month? The UK's been magnificent.
I know. You've been able to spend a lot of time outside.
Mate, been outside the whole time. Been outside most of April, and it's been beautiful. Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's been good being able to get out and about walking. I'm not too far away, I don't think, from you. I moved back to my parents' house in Surrey, so
yeah, we're close.
Like lots
close.
of woods. Yeah, not far.
Very close.
So yeah, I guess you're obviously back home instead of, I know you spend so much time on the road. Where would you have been likely? I imagine following cricket around the world.
Mate, I would have been in India at the moment. I would have been on an aeroplane every single day. I would have been following the carnival of cricket around India. And where are we now? The end of April. Yes, I would have done a good month there now, and we would have still had 2 or 3 weeks left. I would have left India in about 10 days, 8 days, 9 days time, because my son's birthday, and then I've got I would have had a huge fundraiser that I do in South Africa for the Rhino, which I think you came on, didn't you? So
Legacy.
Yeah, the Legacy experience.
Yeah.
I would have had that on the middle of April was that big fundraiser, and middle of May, sorry. And we've unfortunately had to kibosh all of it because no one can travel.
Yeah. Well, I guess, we kind of came into contact a lot because of Sarai, because of Rhino conservation and photography and that way in. So I just wanted to give people a bit of a background, potentially, that didn't know everything, and catch them up to speed. So how many rhinos are being poached at the moment? Like, what's the scale of the problem?
Mate, in the Kruger National Park at the moment, they're doing pretty well. They're doing not too bad at all. Obviously, the tourism industry is being hit hard. Botswana's being belted because they haven't got the resources there to look after the animals as well as they have in, say, South Africa in the Kruger National Park. So I think the biggest issue at the moment is the bushmeat trade. People are starving, so people are going looking for bushmeat. And I have had some conversations with a lot of people about the poaching crisis, and yes, everybody's done fantastically well to be locked away, and South Africa in particular have very, very good lockdown laws. They've just gone from level 5 to level 4, so people are allowed out and about a little bit as from Friday, but it's tough out there. It's tough in those third world countries where people need food, people need running water. It's all good and well for the president to say, wash your hands with soap. When I shot a National Geographic documentary in and around the Kruger National Park, and you've got 3.5 million people that live around the Kruger, and they don't have access. A lot of them don't have access to running water. So how do they do that? So it's very difficult in those areas, but the numbers have been okay in the Kruger. I think they've been pretty good. Whereas in other parts of Africa, the poaching has certainly gone on the upward spiral, which isn't good at all.
Is that an upward spiral since COVID, since lockdown you're talking about?
Yeah, since COVID, yeah. Central Africa, Botswana, whereas South Africa has been pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's pretty promising. Do you think? Yeah, because I guess it's important. I guess so much attention is being taken away from kind of rhino conservation at the moment. So I guess it would just be interesting to kind of hear how it was coping through this COVID situation, and whether people were kind of still donating to these causes, still like interested in it, like if the traffic to these charities was still there.
Well, if we have a look at the source of COVID-19, it is the illegal wildlife trade. It is endangered species that are being poached, that are being killed, that are being traded into the east and into the Far East. And I don't know why, and I've got some pretty connected journalists who are thinking about going after the cause, but I don't know why not many of them have. I don't see that many articles. I do follow some people who certainly talk about where COVID started and how it started, And I mean, for the last 7 or 8 years, I've been banging the drum about the illegal wildlife trade and trying to help as much as I can to stop what a crisis like this, I suppose, because you kill off the rhinos, you take the pangolins. I mean, eating pangolins, eating bats.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of person does this? Killing rhinos, knocking off elephants. I mean, they're going after lion bones now.
Lion bones, is that the new one?
So they'll kill it. So they'll kill an elephant, or they'll kill a rhino or a buffalo, or they'll kill something, and then obviously when the animal's lying on the floor, the lions will go in to go and take a zap at the food because they are scavengers.
Yeah.
But they'll lace that animal with poison, which poisons a pride of lions. It also takes out a load of vultures, and then they can get hold of the lion. It's quite hard to go and sneak around the bush and try and take out a lion. So that's the way that they're doing it, and it's no good. I mean, we really need to sort out the wet markets in China. We really need to sort out this illegal wildlife trade. The poaching has to stop. Governments are being completely disrupted financially. The economy is being completely disrupted financially. And when you're in a situation like we're all in at the moment, to stop the illegal wildlife trade wouldn't cost as much as furloughing all the staff or all the people, or South Africa putting together a 500 billion rand fund.
Yeah.
Just stop poaching. Stop the illegal. Stop the killing of wild animals.
It's insane. That is insane. And just to kind of cover it, in case not everyone's on the same page or is up to speed, is there any medicinal value in these things that, you know, wild animals are being killed for? Is there any value in a rhino horn? Is that going to help me in any way?
Rhino horn is the most valuable commodity on the black market. It fetches between 65 to 85,000 US dollars. More expensive than gold, platinum, diamond, you name it. It is the most expensive commodity on that black market. Now, rhino horn is your fingernail, literally. Your fingernail, that's rhino horn. It isn't an aphrodisiac. It certainly isn't, it shouldn't be a symbol of wealth. Mm-hmm. And I think the problem is recently there's a lot of stockpiling that's been going on because the numbers of the rhinos have depreciated so significantly that people are thinking, I need to get as much rhino horn as I can as possible, because in 5 to 10 years' time, when there's no rhino, that stock obviously goes up because of how big a demand there would be for the small bits. So stockpiling is a problem. There is absolutely no scientific evidence to suggest that rhino horn is an aphrodisiac, cures cancer, or has any medicinal value.
Mm. Yeah, I've been lucky, obviously, to head out to South Africa a couple of times, and they're such peaceful animals. They're such peaceful animals, so gentle. Obviously, they're so enormous, but it's so tragic that they're being killed for, like you say, just a fingernail.
It is, mate. They're inquisitive animals. They're very emotional too, and they're just majestic. They're one of the big five. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you're protecting the animals. You love your animals, but you still eat meat." Well, I don't eat rhinos. And there's a bigger picture at play. The bigger picture at play is the fact that they're endangered species, and what would the world be like without an endangered species? When chickens start going extinct, then I'll think about chickens, but they ain't going extinct.
They're not there yet.
They're not there yet. So let me just deal with endangered species for now. And all these muppets that go on about, well, you still eat meat, just shut up.
Yeah. A lot of people are obviously concerned. What can people do from home around the world to kind of engage and help with these kind of global issues and the extinction of an animal? What can people do from around the world?
Well, I've got a brand called Sorai, Sorai. We're in one of the caps at the moment, and we're in the relaunch phase. We're relaunching, and we're going to come out in a big way with a brand new collection of gear towards the end of May. We were going to do it now in the next couple of weeks. However, COVID's obviously given manufacturing a bit of a hit. So we were gonna have a big push mid-May, but that's been pushed back now. Actually, I think as of a board meeting a couple of days ago, I think our launch date is going to be the end of June. So we've been pushed back about 6 weeks because of this, which is completely understandable.
Yeah.
And so that's how we've been hit from that perspective. But it's a brand that cares for conservation. It's a brand that is in love with conservation. It's a brand that cares for animals. It's a brand that cares for all animals. And we support Care for Wild in South Africa in particular. Care for Wild is a rhino orphanage. So in the Kruger National Park, when animals get hit and there are orphaned little rhinos running around, then Petronella Care for Wild gets hold of these little babies that go to be looked after by her. And I mean, if anybody watching this wants to have a look at Care for Wild and get involved in Care for Wild, their Instagram page is @Care4Wild, CareForWild. It's the most beautiful place with the most beautiful people. Have you been there?
Yeah, we went there with Travel Up in October, November.
Oh yeah, I organised it for you.
Yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, the work they're doing is amazing, and seeing them up close is an absolute privilege.
Yeah, and they're an NGO, so they need funding. So listen, I'm not telling every single person on this chat to pay any money towards Care for Wild. You can if you want to. You can donate if you want to, for sure. However, if you're looking to volunteer, I think the world is going to be completely focused towards nature when we come out of COVID. We are seeing the most beautiful pictures of some of the most magnificent scenery of our planet because of less human interaction and less traffic in the air and less traffic over land. So we're seeing some of the most awesome images at the moment. And I think that in a couple of weeks' time, when hopefully a lot of this passes, and in a few months' time when international travel opens back up, if you guys watching this have a week or 2 weeks or 3 or 4 days and you think, you know what, I want to go and have a look at Africa, I want to go and have a look at South Africa, I want to go and do good, I want to go and help Petronella, go and care for some baby rhinos, Care for Wild is the place.
Yeah.
They have a great volunteering system.
Yeah, I saw that post you shared the other day of kangaroos jumping around Sydney, and it's amazing. It's amazing seeing all these animals.
It's sensational.
Yeah.
I mean, I got sent something else yesterday. I mean, I haven't loaded it, but there was a lion wandering between 2 towns in South Africa a couple of nights ago, caught on CCTV, and it's just like, holy smokes. You don't want to be walking around there.
Yeah, that's glad you're locked down.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's crazy. Kind of heading back, is there a lot of optimism in this conservation? Is the rhino, is it something we can definitely save from going extinct together?
I think we can, mate. I think we definitely can. I think that as bad as COVID has been, I think there will be a big push to make sure that conservation is at the front of everybody's mind. I think everybody's donating a lot of their money and a lot of their funds to the NHS or to the frontline workers in the countries that they live, in India or in South Africa or in Australia or in some of the European countries in America. So clearly that is where the targeted approach is at the moment, where you feel compelled and obliged to help with the front line. But I think that when COVID starts to see a decrease in deaths and we start to see significant changes in ICU beds, and we sort of see a downward trend in the illness and in the virus and in the disease, people are going to 100% have a look at conservation and have a look at ways in which they can make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
No one should be eating a bloody pangolin.
No.
No one should be poaching a rhino.
No.
No one should be killing a lion.
No.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I hope that kind of connection to that natural world can definitely be kind of cultivated after this to realize like we're not separate from it, so you have to care about it, and this is evidence of that you know, so what's happening is kind of impacting everyone, and
of course
how we treat the world, it definitely.
Well, we want to take down forests, we want to kill off chimpanzee populations, or kill monkey orangutan populations. Why? Because we want to go and farm in certain areas, we want to drive cars through certain areas. So deforestation is a huge issue. The oxygen levels, I mean, some of the forests in Congo, which are the lungs of Africa, I mean, the roads and the mining that they are thinking about and wanting to push through such channels. Where do we need to go? Have we got to a situation now in 2020 where the world, the nature's actually said, guys, just hold on a second. For us to live together, you guys are going to have to just calm down now, okay?
Yeah.
We ain't going to live together very happily if you continue. So you keep taking down our forests, you keep killing our rhino, you keep eating our bats, you keep the illegal wildlife trade going. We will make sure that we put a stop to that in the way that we can. And they're doing that at the moment. This is nature's way of fighting back.
Yeah, balancing it out, yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
So any presidential leader who thinks, or prime minister who thinks, you know what, yep, let's go and take out this part of Australia. Global warming is not an issue. Let's go and mine for coal here and dig for diamonds there. No, not interested. The deforestation, I'm not interested. Climate change is a problem. Poaching, a major issue.
Yeah, definitely, completely agree. And like, it's just important that people are on that page and just recognise that, and because everyone has got a voice and, you know, can do something about it.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
And that's why your guys' page is so influential as well. I mean, your page. I mean, some of the pictures are absolutely breathtaking, and you guys have got a responsibility right there with the following that you've got to continue to project positive messages about nature, to show off the beauty of our planet, to make sure that people completely get and completely understand the value of what we've got and how we've been fucking it up.
Yeah. Well, I think it's true. You know, we've got all these people that obviously follow for these amazing photos around the world, and so I think it just is natural to back that up with messages about how we can care for it. What's I don't know how you are for time, but wanted to ask about trophy hunting and kind of your thoughts on that. And like, I know it's illegal in some places, illegal elsewhere. Just what are your thoughts on trophy hunting as opposed to like the legal way to kill these amazing things? And
I've got an issue with hunting any endangered animal. I've got no interest in anyone shooting an endangered animal. Yeah. I don't mind, and I completely get the culling process of animals, too many animals in certain areas, albeit the animals need to be the process needs to be done in the right way. So I'm not a complete greenie that says, no, you can't touch any animal, you can't touch anything, you can't do, because unfortunately, just the way that the world is at the moment, certain things need to happen. But canned lion hunting, disgusting, despicable, should never have ever started and should be stopped completely. The poaching, no interest, as you all know. And trophy hunting, I've got absolutely no interest in trophy hunting endangered animals. It's despicable. I just don't think. And I've tried, because I've interviewed trophy hunters. I did my podcast for the BBC last year, and I interviewed trophy hunters, and I've spoken to poachers. I've just done a National Geographic documentary now in India, which is coming out in a couple of months' time. And you speak to these people, and they are desperate. Well, the poachers are desperate, but the trophy hunters are.
No,
those are people with a lot of money that just wake up in the morning with the desire to shoot animals. And I mean, I just sat with these people and just thought, we just could never be mates.
Yeah, it does seem impossible to see eye to eye with that kind of desire to just not see it as something beautiful and natural where it is, and want it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. Okay, I just want to say a big thank you for coming on here and chatting, and I hope a lot of people have had a lot to take away from chatting about conservation. You're doing a lot of work in South Africa, and I think on behalf of, I guess like we said, it's connected to everyone. So it's a huge thank you, and it's been an amazing opportunity to head down South Africa and see firsthand what's been happening. So yeah, thank you so much for your time today.
No worries, buddy.
All the best, and I hope the teaching goes okay.
Jesus, dude, there's Latin books, there's all sorts of I was pretty good at geography today, pretty good.
Yeah.
The Latin, my wife is all over Latin, so that's a bit of an issue. But mate, if you can just do me one favour through your pages and stuff, just make sure that you continue to bang the conservation drum, and
Definitely.
you assist in educating people as to where they should be focusing their attention when we get out of COVID.
Definitely, absolutely. Cheers, KP. Thanks. Mate.
Bye.
Bye. Cheers, guys. I hope you enjoyed.